Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nikki, your favorite women's empowerment coach. As a women's empowerment coach, my goal is to be a guiding light in the lives of women, helping them to heal from broken hearts, renew their mindsets, and walk in their God-given power. So you guys, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you are returning, thank you guys so much for your love and support. Don't forget to like and share as well. And you guys, go ahead and leave comments and let me know how these videos are resonating with you. Let me know if they're helping you in any way. And also let me know if there are topics that you would like for me to touch on in the future videos. So with that being said, let's get into today's topic. So today I want to talk about a weight that a lot of you are carrying around, and that is the weight of unforgiveness. A lot of you are walking around with the heaviness of bitterness, hate, anger, frustration, guilt, and even pride because of something that has happened in your past that you are either unwilling to let go of and unwilling to forgive, or you may just not know how to go through that process of forgiveness. So today we're going to talk about the importance of forgiveness and some steps that you guys can take to get you onto that path. I want to first say that forgiveness does not mean that what the other person did is okay. And it does not mean that you have to allow this person back into your life. It does not mean you need to have a relationship with them in any shape or form. Forgiveness is simply you releasing yourself from that self-inflicted prison that you're in. And I call it a prison because when you are holding on to unforgiveness, it just changes who you are as a person. It changes how you view the world. It changes how you interact with others. It blocks your blessings. And not only in your personal relationships, but also when it comes to your business life, when it comes to your friendships, when it comes to how you interact with your children, things completely shift and change. Sorry, y'all. When you are holding on to unforgiveness, when you are holding on to wanting to make sure that that other person learns their lesson, or you want to make sure that they know that you feel this type of way about them, you are putting yourself in a prison. So when I know we've all heard the saying that forgiveness is for yourself, it's not for the other person, and that is the God-given truth. It is for yourself. I want you guys to release yourself from that self-imposed prison so that you can be free to be filled with joy, to be filled with peace, to allow better people to come into your life, to allow better situations and opportunities to come into your life. So again, forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And no, it does not mean that what they did is okay, but it means that you are now allowed to be free and to experience something better in life. And here's a thing with forgiveness that you may not also know, with unforgiveness. When you are unwilling to forgive someone and you're allowing this negative, toxic mentality and emotions to sit inside of you, you can literally make yourself sick. Unforgiveness destroys you from the inside out. It can cause tumors in your body. It can cause life-threatening diseases in your body, like cancer. So in case you didn't know that, now you know. When you are holding on to these toxic emotions, you are literally killing yourself from the inside out, which is another reason why it's so important to let these emotions go. This is another confirmation as to why forgiveness is for you and not for the other person, because they're not over there getting sick because you're over here holding on to toxic feelings. You are. So I definitely want you guys to hold on to that thought and be willing to just release, surrender, and forgive. Forgive not only the other person, but forgive yourself, because a lot of times we don't only have issues with that person that hurt us, but we tend to have issues with ourselves. I can say for myself personally, I'm one of those people where I had a hard time forgiving myself. Like, I would be able to let go of what someone else did to me because I just wanted that person out of my life, and I didn't want to just sit here thinking about them all the time and letting them consume my thoughts. But I had a hard time forgiving myself, because in my mind, I would always say, well, like, why weren't you smart enough to see what was going to happen? Or why weren't you smart enough to not let this happen? I would look at it as, maybe I didn't love myself enough, or I wasn't strong enough. And I would literally sit and put myself down, and I would be angry with myself for not being smart enough to not get caught up in that situation, or not be smart enough to not let that person play me for a fool. So forgiveness is not only about what someone else has done to you, but a lot of times we have to sit and forgive ourselves for having these thoughts about ourselves, or forgive ourselves for not expecting more, or not putting down boundaries that would protect us from a person hurting us the way that he or she did. So I definitely want you guys to work on forgiving the other person, but also forgiving yourself as well. Okay, so the first thing that I want you guys to do is to definitely acknowledge how you're feeling. Acknowledge how this situation has caused you to view yourself, to feel about yourself, how it has caused you to interact with the world, how it has caused you to just do things differently. I definitely want you to acknowledge that. So you're able to acknowledge how you're feeling and how you're viewing yourself. That is only then when you'll be able to let go of those negative emotions. If you're not able to acknowledge how you're feeling and how you're moving through this world, you're not paying attention to it, and you're basically just going through the world blindly. So I want you to take the time to acknowledge that, so that you are able to release any negative emotions that you're now carrying because of something that has happened to you in your past. The next thing that I want you to do is forgive yourself. Only when you are able to forgive yourself, are you able to then forgive somebody else. You won't have the capacity to forgive someone else completely if you are not able to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for thinking that you are the reason that someone has behaved the way that they behave. You are not responsible for someone else's poor behavior. So that is not indicative of who you are as a person, and it's no representation of you. It's a representation of themselves. So I want you to be able to forgive yourself for believing that you are the reason that someone behaved poorly in whatever manner that they did. And so after you forgive yourself, I want you to have compassion. And I know this is probably going to be one of the hardest parts for you guys, because I want you to have compassion towards that person that hurt you. And the reason I say this is that if you guys think about it, we have all been wounded in life in some way, shape, form, fashion. We all have been hurt at some point in life. And so if you can take a step back and just look at that person from based off of what you know about them, what has happened in their past, how they grew up, what's currently going on in their life, their childhood, etc. If you can take a look at these areas of their life, it will help you to more understand why they behave the way that they do, why they act the way that they do, why they treat people the way that they do. And with that, you're able to have some compassion and to better understand that, one, their behavior had nothing to do with you. It's them and what they've been through or what they are going through. And you're able to have some empathy and actually feel for that person. And I know if you're in the thick of it right now and you are frustrated and you are ticked off and just filled with anger, it's going to be hard for you to see it that way. But I really want you guys to work on these steps and just take that time to take a step back and see what is going on with this person to cause them to act this way. Now, am I saying that them being wounded in life made it okay for them to hurt you? Absolutely not. But it will give you a better understanding of why they did what they did and why they behave the way that they do. And you'll be able to more so have your heart open to letting go and releasing them and forgiving them for the pain that they have brought into your life. Because you guys remember, hurt people. And so if someone is able to go out there and hurt you or anyone else without it affecting them, there is something going on with that person. That person is deeply hurting on the inside. So That is why they're able to just project out on other people. So definitely have some compassion, and that will help you to see things differently. It'll actually help you to take the blame off of yourself as well. The next thing that I want you to do is surrender. Surrender the urge to pay back. Surrender the urge to want to make sure that this person pay for their consequences. That is not your job to do that. That is a waste of your time, and that is basically you giving them your power, because you're sitting here when you have that thought process, you're angry, you're filled with hate, you're filled with rage, and you're giving away your peace, you're giving away your joy. Like, put that emotion, put that energy into something else that fills your day with happiness. Who wants to walk around filled with hate? That's like it's a disgusting feeling to have, which is why it's easier for me to let go, because it's just very draining to walk around just filled with hate, bitterness, and anger towards people. Let it go. Know that everyone will reap what they sow. I don't care how long it takes. And it may not even come back in the exact form that you sow, but it will come back to you in some way, shape, or fashion. So just walk with that thought in your mind. Everyone will reap what they sow. It is not your job to pay back. So I want you to surrender that thought, let it go. That's one less thing you have to worry about in life, and just move forward filled with peace and joy. All right, you guys, so after that's all said and done, it is time to restore. It's time to build back up. And so with all the lessons that you've learned along the way, you've learned what you don't like. These were all lessons. You're able to now say, I don't like this. You're able to now point out when a person is behaving in a certain way that you need to remove yourself from that situation or that relationship. You're able to just look at life differently. I want you to now set boundaries. I want you to set boundaries for your life. And boundaries are basically rules, letting people know what you will and will not accept in your life, what they can and cannot bring into your space. And so with boundaries, I'm not talking about walls, guys. I don't want you to set up walls, because walls just basically blocks everyone out, and that's not the goal here. It's to set up boundaries so that going forward, you are not ending up in that same situation, and you are also attracting higher quality people into your life, people that are not going to want to or be willing to hurt you the way that you've been hurt before. So definitely set up boundaries in your life. And when you don't have boundaries set up, it's basically like saying that you don't believe that you deserve something better, or you don't believe that you deserve to be treated at a higher level that you're saying. So boundaries are very, very important. Set them up and definitely stick to them. And with all that being said, guys, I want you guys to walk in the truth of, we are not what someone has done to us. We are not what people say about us. We are all children of God. So we are not victims. We are victorious people here. And I want you to walk with that mindset. And don't allow what has happened in your past to cause you to believe that you are less than what you are. Do not allow what someone else is saying about you to cause you to believe that you are less than what you are. You are a child of God, and you are completely valuable, and you are deserving of love. You are deserving of everything that you want. So know that and own that. And so, you guys, I know that forgiveness can be a tough thing to work through. It is a beautiful process. It is a beautiful thing to have, I should say. Being able to forgive is a beautiful thing to do, but it can be very, very challenging. So if any of you are going through this right now, if you're having a hard time, definitely reach out to me. Take advantage of my free 15-minute consultation. Let me help you through this process. I want you guys to be set free out of your self-imposed prison. I want you guys to be filled with love. I want you to be able to open the gates of blessings to come into your life, whether that be new love, new business opportunities, new friendship, whatever it may be. I want you guys to be open to that now. So again, reach out to me if you need any help. And until next time, I love you guys. Take care of yourself.